Hello everyone. On the menu tonight is a soup. We decided to do a soup since we're getting into the fall and we're going to start some nice, healthy, hearty meals. And the first soup we're going to do for the season is going to be an Olive Garden soup. If you remember, we did an Olive Garden soup before. It was the zuppa toscana. This one's going to be the pasta fagioli. Now, pasta fagioli is a soup that we've made for quite some time. And this recipe is different from, our family recipe or the ones I used to do. The main difference between our normal recipe and the Olive Garden is the Olive Garden adds meat to it. Pasta fagioli, meaning pasta and beans, it normally traditionally doesn't have meat in it. But since we're doing the Olive Garden version, we'll go ahead and put the meat in. Now we're going to do this tonight on the stove top. It's only going to take about an hour, but this is also a recipe you could do in your crock pot. You can make it either that morning or the night before and put it in the fridge, and then when you get up the next day, if you're going to work, just put the crock in the base, turn it on low and let it simmer all day. When you come home, you have a nice pot of soup ready for you.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Okay, let's go through the ingredients. There's quite a few, but all we really do is we cook the meat and then throw everything together, and that's it. So it's an easy one in terms of preparation. We have beef broth, tomato puree, diced tomatoes, fire roasted tomatoes, V8. We could do one large can or the two smaller cans. Northern beans and kidney beans, ditali pasta, and this one here is ditalini. This one, it just means small thimbles in Italian, and the ditalini is just a little smaller than the other one, but either one will work. The fresh ingredients, we're going to have celery, carrots, an onion, basil, parsley, and 2 pounds of chopped meat. Salt, pepper, oregano, thyme, vinegar. I'm going to use the apple cider, or you could use white vinegar. A little hot sauce, crushed red pepper, and we're going to put a little sugar. Step one is we're going to brown the meat. So we'll put the meat in. We're going to brown it, crumple it up, and drain it. And while it's cooking, we're going to prepare the vegetables. I'll start with the celery. Just start chopping this up in nice bite-sized pieces. And you can hear the meat sizzling in the background, huh? Mm-hmm. And it's good that you could utilize your time like this, because when you cook, you want to do a few steps at once if you can. Like while the meat's cooking, you just don't want to stand there attending the meat. So while that's cooking, you could go ahead and do other prep work. And I'll take the parsley and just chop that up. Okay, and lastly is the fresh basil. Now the parsley and basil, if you don't have the fresh ingredients, feel free to use the dried parsley and dried basil. For this recipe, that would work just fine. But if you have fresh, of course fresh is always better. Okay, so now that's all done. I'll stir the meat again, and then we'll start opening the cans. Okay, now let's just sort of gently mash that down and break it up in little pieces. And I'm going to turn the heat off. The beef's all done, so let's drain it of the fat. Just get a regular colander and pour the meat right back in there. All right, now we're going to take the pot and Let's come over here to our workspace. And now, the easy part, we can just start adding all the ingredients. It's a nice thing about this recipe. Just add it all at once. And remember, if you're doing the crock, same thing. You're just putting it in the crock. The beans, you don't have to drain, just put them right in.
And you don't even have to do the ground beef? You don't have to fry it first? You just put the ground beef in there, or the cut up meat?
Oh, no, no. If you were doing the crock, same thing with the ground beef. It's just at this point, you'd be putting everything in the crock instead.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
V8.
Yeah, I like these recipes where, you know, you just put it all together and, you know, just let it go. Add a thyme, about a teaspoon. Oregano, a tablespoon. And we have sugar, a tablespoon. Tablespoon of vinegar. A dash of hot sauce. My preferred is the Tabasco. If you have that, that's what I would use, but unfortunately I'm out, so I have to use Louisiana's. Now, a pinch of red pepper. And now some salt and pepper. And the salt and pepper, we're going to adjust that as it cooks. So just put a little in it first, and then, you know, when they say salt and pepper to taste, exactly what it means. You put a little in, and as it goes, just add as needed. Some people don't even put any in. They prefer it that way for health reasons. So it's always better just to put a little in first. Now let's mix that up. Finally, we're going to put our beef broth. Now, when I've made this before, I've made it with beef broth from scratch. You know, you can make your own, and that's really my preferred broth. But if you don't do that, you know, something like this is just fine. And even if you don't have this, you could use the beef bouillon cubes.
Oh, okay.
And make it that way. And this was 4 cups.
Oh, okay. It looks good already.
Yeah.
This is going to be good. And if you're new and you missed it, he did a soup one. What is it, that soup, the Seinfeld soup? That was my favorite.
Oh, the mulligatawny.
Yeah, we have that. Look it up in the playlist. The mulligatawny. If you're looking for soup recipes, that is amazing. I still remember how that tastes.
Okay, now you'll notice we didn't put the pasta in, because the pasta, you don't want to put it in at the beginning because it's going to get real mushy. So what we do is we put this on the stove, and we're going to cook it for a good hour, hour and a half. And then at the end, while this is cooking, I'm going to cook this on the side, take it off when it's done, and then the final step is we just mix this in and we're done.
Oh, okay.
All right, so far all we did was brown the meat, combine all the ingredients, and now we're going to put it on the stove. So far pretty easy. And the last thing will be cooking the pasta and adding it at the end.
Okay.
Put that on medium high to get it nice and hot to a boil. Then as soon as it does, I'm going to turn it down to a high simmer. Okay, put the soup on high, and see how it's starting to heat up now? So at the beginning here, it's going to be key to keep stirring that. You don't want the bottom to burn. So this is almost as high as we want it. I'm not going to turn it down yet because I want it to boil. And you see the water that I turned on? It's boiling. So it's only going to be half a pound of the pasta we're going to do. Pour that right in. Now you notice I didn't put any salt in the water. Really don't need it with with this, since it's going in the soup, because the soup's going to have enough flavors in it where you really don't need to put it in the pasta. I'm going to turn that down from high to medium high so we don't want spillover. And we're going to cook this just till it's al dente, about 7 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, what we have here is a rapid boil. So we're going to turn that down to medium. That'll bring it down to a gentle boil, and that's what we're going to want, because we're going to want those vegetables to get nice and tender. Let all the flavors start meshing together and working together. And the pasta is almost done. So once we take the pasta out, we're going to drain it, put it in a dish, and then for the next hour, I guess we watch your YouTube videos.
I gotta get caught up. I'm 4 days behind. 4 days with all the people I watch is a lot of videos.
Yeah. Pasta. Okay, the pasta's done. Drain that. Now we'll just put it in a bowl. Here, and if it sits for a while, it's going to get a little sticky. So just get some olive oil, put that on there. We'll mix it around. That'll prevent it from sticking all together. Trying to escape.
Yeah, Max will eat them. He already tried to eat the broth. The broth container.
From the garbage?
Yeah, he stuck his nose and was licking the top of the broth container.
He smelled some beef.
Yep. Beef broth.
Okay, it's just been over an hour and the soup is done. Again, if you wanted to do this in a crock pot, you could have put it in early in the morning and cook it on low for like 6 hours. Or I'm sorry, you could put it on low for like 8 hours, or you could put it on high for 4 to 6. Or you could do it in a pot like this and it's done within an hour. Now we have the pasta. Remember we put the oil on it, so you see how it's not sticking? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. And we're just going to put that right in. Turn the heat off, we mix it, and then we're done. And the pasta fagioli is done. How about we make your plate first?
Okay.
That sound good?
Uh-huh.
Okay. How hungry are you?
Pretty hungry.
You did all your reorganization today?
Yep.
Very good.
The makeup room is reorganized.
Okay. Would you like cheese on it, madam?
Yes. It's just like being at the Olive Garden.
That's right. So we have some fresh Parmigiano. We'll put that on. How about a little decoration there?
Ooh.
Make it a little fancy.
Mm-hmm.
And again, pasta fagioli. You hear the rhyme that they have in Italy and Naples?
No.
Don't be a fool, eat pasta fagioli.
Ah, don't be a fool. Make this.
Or that Dean Martin song, remember? That's Amore?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so.
What is it? It's spit in your eye, or what is it? That's Amore.
That's it.